What is going on, YouTube familia? We're back here in the garage. Another night, another bunch of stuff that I've done to the Zephyr here. We are going to be, I am all about the data now. Once the 7531 MSD was in here and I could watch the timing and go through the data log there, I was like, I need more. And I need it in a big way. So what I'm going to be doing on this car, which I don't have some of the sensors yet, but we are going Holley HP, which I did get mounted. Let me show you that deal. We're mounted up here. And I don't know, I may turn this around the other way, but we are mounted. So Holley HP, door shut there. So, but this is what I want to talk about today on data acquisition is I got some fuel fittings, some oil fittings, some different things like that. And I've got these Lowdoller sensors here. And I have this Holley EFI sensor, I guess what is this thing called here? A sensor block is what this is. So this is going to be my map sensor right here. This is oil, fuel pressure right here. So I just, to make this so I didn't put the wrong size or the wrong thing, I put F for fuel over here and just decided to throw an M on this so that it's uniform. So we've got one port left. Don't know what I'll end up using that for, but if I need it, it's not a big deal for me too. I'm sure there's a bunch of things, but now that we have all the data, you can see I decided to run some stainless line over to the front of this here, which I may actually end up putting a T right here and a manual gauge just in case, because you never know when a sensor will go bad. So I may be doing that. I'm going to be running a shock sensor here and a shock sensor back there, and depending on the inputs and outputs and how smart I am, we may actually have a drive shaft sensor. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going that crazy just yet. But yeah, so the great thing about EFI is you're able to watch everything in the computer. So I've got coolant temp here. You know, I'm going to have cam sync, crank trigger, so that's going to be monitored. And what we got back here? Intake air temps are going to be right here. And so all this stuff is just going to be super easy for me to monitor. We got wideband going to be right inside of it. I won't just have a gauge and just be watching it. I can log it, no problem. So now that we have all the data, I mean, because we're going to have, you know, throttle position sensor here, which I messed up while welding. So this isn't messed up, but I messed the sensor up pretty good. And yeah, so I'm pretty pumped. For one, this front end turned out absolutely awesome. I can't wait. I'm going to order some different lights for this thing. And here this week, I'm going to be doing the rear radiator, getting it 100% mounted up, and the lines ran. And then I'm going to start throwing some wiring in this unit. So I'm pretty pumped about that. I do have to get a ground from the engine to the chassis, and so that's because there's not one that I can find anyways. So, and I got to do the starter, a couple of torque converter bolts, and actually before that, a couple bell housing bolts need tightened up, then the converter, then I'll throw the starter in there and we'll be good to go. I got to get the trim ring for this bad boy, and that'll make it not look so janky on that part. And got to figure something out with that again. And so, yeah, I am pretty pumped here. You can see, one thing I am going to do is I'm still going to be using the pulse leash and the boost leash until it comes time for me to do something else. Just because I like having this separate, and I feel like I can get a grasp around this a lot quicker than I can the Holley setup. So we'll see. I don't know. I may end up, because it's all inputs and outputs, and so this will be input and output right here for those two things. So yeah, I think I may just leave those off and just do other, you know, use those as other means there. I'm still going to be able to monitor boost pressure through the map, and so that's not a big deal. I'll still be able to watch the boost curve and sort of compare it to that, since it data logs 10 seconds of the run once you hit 2 pounds of boost, so should be no problem there. And I don't know, I just like those things being separate. That way I know that, and I'll tell you, the pulse and the boost leash are two amazing items that have not failed me yet. That is for sure. And I hate to say that, because now they you know, putting them to the test here, but they've done awesome in my other car. And you know, this came out of Nate's car and did great in his, and I have seen very, very few problems. Some of the earlier ones maybe had some problems with screens and everything like that, but I'm pretty sure he got those resolved. So it's pretty awesome. Yeah, got some spark plugs ordered. I've actually got spark plug wires. I'm going with some Taylor wires, and I got some coil brackets. I've got to figure out where I'm going to be mounting those. I'm not exactly sure yet how I'm going to do those, because I just did the regular Taylors, so I don't know exactly how much length that I'll have. I don't know, we'll see. But the ones that I am going to be running here, the coils are these right here. These are newer. They seem a little nicer, other than I don't know what in the world that is in there. But, you know, I'll go through and look at them, make sure, but they don't have like any of the rust on them or anything that these others do that I have. Which the rust is just on the outside, but I don't want to have to worry about cleaning those up. These are in great shape. So still have to put the alternator on, which I'll probably do tomorrow, because I'm going to go inside and edit last night's video and get that thing up there for you. And yeah, so I'm pretty pumped here. I did all that. It took very little time putting all those oil and fuel fittings in, and yeah, I got a little one that's yelling for me in there, so I would rather give him some attention here, and then we can come mess with this thing tomorrow evening some more. So yeah, I don't know, I'm extremely excited. Which, by the way, if anybody wants one of these, hit up Robert Samuel Walker. He's on Facebook. I don't think he has like a page or anything like that, but once we get the car wrapped, I think we can wrap right over this, and I think that I'll do a wrap. I don't know, it really depends. If I could wrap the front bumper to match the rest of the car, that would be cool, but I think it would be extremely difficult, considering that's like aged and weathered and all that stuff. But new headlights are going to be coming, but I have 4 of them things, and so it's like, you know, even at 30 bucks a piece, it's 120 bucks. So I don't want to spend on headlights. But man, those headlights are just so janky. I'm just tired of it. So this thing is going to hopefully be firing up in the next couple of weeks, and then we'll get it to a dyno. That is the hope. I really hope that I can, and I'm hoping that it goes good in this poor little stock block. This is still a stock 1969 Windsor motor, 9.5 deck. So it is still, you know, we're going to be pushing it with this thing. Got to get a turbo blanket. I haven't forgot about it, but I got to make a post and see what people recommend on those deals. I've got a couple of, I'm a dealer for all kinds of stuff, and so I'm sure that I can find something. But I'm pretty sure we're done welding, which is awesome, so I don't have to do any more of that stuff. And I don't know exactly what, other than I got to figure out how, I don't like using self-tapping screws just because they're self-tapping screws, but I've got to figure out the best way to get those lines that go under the car to the back of the back to the radiator. So if you have any recommendations for me, drop a comment. Let me know what you think on running those lines under the car. Like the fuel lines right now are using those, you know, rubber C-clamps with a self-tapping screw through them. And I would like to do something else. Now, I don't want to be going through putting nut certs all the way down through the car, because that's just not cool. So, and I don't want to drill and put nut and bolt. That's just a pain when it comes to removing them. So, but I don't know what else you can do really. So you know, it's one of those things. You know, it is what it is, I guess. So I did get some valve cover studs. Is that what it's called? So I'm gonna see how these work. Let me show you here. They are from Red Horse. I don't know if these will work. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just try this real quick and let's see. Let me try this and I'll be right back. All right. So let's see how these things do. They all went in pretty good. I don't know if you can really see them real good, but they also aligned the gasket up, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and slap this thing on. The only thing that scares me is like the washer part, because these run really close. These things run really close in there, so we'll see how they look. All right, so boom, valve cover studs are in there like swimwear, and I gotta say, I absolutely love it. They're pretty good. I may put a lock washer or two, or I may put 2 or 3 washers underneath, because we have plenty of studs sticking out, and it doesn't sit flush on this thing, and I don't want to strip those threads out that go into the aluminum head. So add a couple things here, just so, you know, little spacer washers or whatever you can call them, and I'll be pleased with them. I am pumped. So let's see here. I'm gonna grab something here and rag, a little bit of spray cleaning stuff, and I don't know if you can see this here, oil pressure and valve cover studs. We're gonna wipe her down here, and it says wiring last, and we've got other stuff to do, so I'm just cleaning this deal off here to give us a clean slate. But the first list that I wrote is done, which is pretty sick. So first list done, and then I'm gonna make another list here in a little bit, and we'll be good. What are you doing, little one? You good? You been barking out there, making sure everybody's awake? That's what I thought. This is Sadie, everybody, if you don't know. So we got a little bit to do, and then we'll be firing this bad boy up. I may go ahead and lay the wiring harness out now, since we're pretty close, but I'm gonna do a bunch of little things here. I'm just sort of putting them off just because freaking sucks rolling around on the floor. And but I think tomorrow is going to be pretty decent for time for me to do that. So all right, dudes, I appreciate you watching. I know this is you know, just showing you what I'm going to do with sensors, and just showing the EFI swap that we're doing here on the Zephyr. Bigger turbo, new hot side. We're going to have all the data, and we're going to hopefully have all the control over this thing, and we'll be good to go. So just a couple little odds and ends things, and hopefully I'll be getting you guys a startup video, and then we'll take it and start testing it. So I appreciate the view. If you've made it this far, you are an OG, and it is awesome. I really appreciate it. Hit me up if you need anything, if you want to talk about the car, whatever it is. We've got the KOTV Motorsports Facebook page, which we go live every Tuesday, or try to anyways, Turbo Tuesday. And hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. It really helps get the content out there, and I'd like to do more of this for you guys. So I appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.